Hi guys, I'm Madison Mary and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my June wrap up. So in the month of June I read 8 books. Those were 3 fantasy, 4 romance, smut, and 1 graphic novel. Out of this it was 1 middle grade, 3 YA, 1 new adult, and 3 adult. And my favorite statistic is the fact that my total page count is 2,444 pages. Woo! Yeah. So the graphic novel that I picked up is Check Please. This is volume 1. I really love this. I thought it was super cute. It's about Biddy and it's throughout his freshman and sophomore year at college. He plays on the hockey team there. He's also gay and he has to come out to his team, and he also loves baking, and it's just his day-to-day life. It's written in panels that just have like 2 per page, which I really think is cute. And what I really love is that Biddy vlogs, and so that's kind of the way that he tells you this story. And yeah, that's what I read. I actually rated 3 books 3 stars this month. So I'm gonna start with the most disappointing 3-star read. The most disappointing 3-star read for me was 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. I don't know. So 99% Mine, you follow Darcy Bennett. Ever since she turned 18, she was globetrotting around the world. She became a wedding photographer. Recently, she came home and her passport went missing and her grandmother passed away. In her grandmother's will, she requested that Darcy and her twin brother inherit her house, and together they had to renovate it and sell it and then split the costs between them. So what happens is their childhood best friend, Tom, comes in, and Tom recently started his own construction business, so he's coming in to help the renovations. And Darcy and Tom had a chance of romance many years ago, and that's kind of the story of it. I will admit I read this as my first book for Smutathon. It is not smutty. It's definitely a contemporary romantic book than anything else. I don't know. For some reason I thought there were smutty aspects to it. There isn't. And my biggest issue with this book is that Darcy is very annoying and unlikable. She is very stubborn and feisty and kind of has this I'm not like other girls attitude about her that I just did not like. I could not connect with her. I never related to her. I never felt for her. She was very pushy towards Tom. She did a lot of things that were just very questionable, and it really hindered my enjoyment of the book. Tom, however, was a complete another sweetheart, and you just felt bad for him the entire time. And yeah, that's literally all I have to say about this book. I don't really have much else to say, but that it was a disappointment. The next 3 to 5-star read that I also read during Smutathon was Pretend Girlfriend by ḽᴏᴏ. It's had a really fun premise. We follow Celeste, and she is the heiress to this perfume company, and what happens is that a year ago, her girlfriend cheated on her and then they broke up. 1 year later, Celeste receives an invitation to her ex-girlfriend's wedding, and she's getting married to the person that she was cheated on with. So Celeste comes up with this plan that she's going to be in a fake relationship with someone and take them to this wedding cruise for the 2 weeks to kind of show off her significant other and make her ex jealous. And the girl that she chooses is Lane, and Lane is her stylist's assistant who was just fired. What I really like about this is the fact that Celeste is a lesbian, however, Lane is actually pansexual, and I really enjoy that representation because you don't see pansexuality represented much in books, nor do you see it mentioned in books. And ḽᴏᴏ took the time to kind of explain how it feels for Lane to be pansexual and be in different relationships. So that was a really positive aspect to it, and because I just love the representation, I really wanted to give this like a 4 stars, but it just, it felt flat. It was boring. It was boring. Not a lot happened. I was kind of just reading it because I wanted to read it, but I thought that it would be more exciting, more fiery. This fake relationship trope is one of my favorite things, and it didn't do it for me. My next 3 to 5-star read was the last book that I read in June, and that is To Best the Boys by Mary Weber. I had such high expectations for this book, and it did not meet them. So this story is about the town of Pinsbury Port, and there was this mysterious illness, and there is this mysterious illness running rampant through the lower class, killing people. Ren wants to be a scientist. When Ren's mother falls sick to the illness, her and her father begin investigating a way to cure it. Ren decides to enter the Labyrinth competition, and this is a competition that has been going on for 54 years. It provides an opportunity for young men to enter and win a scholarship to the all-male university. So it's really fun, and I loved all the different aspects of it, but you don't even get to the Labyrinth competition until maybe 50-60% through the book, and it's literally the premise. The premise of this book is the Labyrinth competition, and it takes 60% of this book to get to the Labyrinth competition. Why? It just took so freaking long to get to the main plot that it just dragged on, and by the time you got to the Labyrinth, it was so short, and it was not even as exciting as I hoped it would be, and it was just such a disappointment. It had so much potential. It started off so strong, and then it was just like, and I was like, are you serious? And they had one 4-star book, and that is going to be Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. I'm not even showing the cover properly. Wow. Look at all these beautiful tabs. So I am part of the Reading Riordan book club, which is hosted by Heather from Aphrodite Reads. And last month, for June, we read book 1, which is The Lightning Thief. In July, we are reading The Sea of Monsters. And if you don't know what Percy Jackson is about, it is My Harry Potter. So we followed Percy Jackson, and he is 12 years old. So Percy is actually a half-blood, which means that one of his parents is actually an Olympian god. He ends up being brought to Camp Half-Blood. He has actually been accused of stealing Zeus's master bolt. And so he has to now go on a quest to find out what happened to the bolt and prove his innocence, or else there will be a war between the gods because Zeus is not happy that his master bolt is missing. But I give this a 4 out of 5 stars, not a 5 out of 5 stars, because I personally know that there are other books in the series that I do love a lot more than this one. This is Rick's first book. You can kind of feel that in it. The characters are still very juvenile. Out of all of his books, this is probably one of the most middle grade ones. They go from middle grade to YA, kind of how Harry Potter goes, is what I've heard. It's like that. I haven't read them, so I don't know. The main ship of this series is pretty much the ultimate ship in my opinion, and the friendships in this entire series, oh my god, it's just so beautiful, and yeah. So now we have my 3 5-star reads, and I'm gonna start off with Filthy Gods by Scarlett. I read this during Smutathon. It was my first 5-star read of the month, and it is a novella. We follow Juliet, and she is a scholarship student at Yale. She just finished her junior year, and she's spending the summer working at a country club to earn money. This country club is actually owned by her arch nemesis's mother, and her arch nemesis is Nathaniel Radcliffe. Juliet and Nathaniel have been competing ever since they entered college, and they're both pre-law students, and they just hate each other for no real particular reason other than the fact that they just get each other really riled up. So when Nathaniel discovers that Juliet is a scholarship student and that she wants to keep it a secret from everyone else because she doesn't want to be treated differently, he agrees that he will keep it a secret so long as they work out their tensions. That's kind of what the book is about. It is a enemies to lovers romance, and it is just delicious and beautiful and sexy and steamy, and oh my god, the smut in this is like prime. It is so delicious and just beautiful for such a small book. It's really good. I love both the characters because while they do have a power dynamic from the fact that Nathaniel's really rich and Juliet isn't, intellectually they are on the same level, and what I really loved is that they have all this witty banter and these arguments that are on an intellectual basis. They will have political arguments and governmental arguments, and it's just so much fun, and I adored it, and I thought that it was just so beautifully written, and you just can't help but fall in love with these two characters and the world that they're in. I do need to say that there are some trigger warnings in this. There is an attempted sexual assault scene, there is sexual harassment, and there is mention of abuse and death. So do be aware of that. But it's not anything too intense in my opinion. It's very light, but it does occur in the book, so. Yes. The second to last book and another 5-star read is The Hayden Game by Sally Thorne. I know. My most disappointing read was a Sally Thorne book, and also one of my 5 out of 5 star reads is a Sally Thorne book. I don't understand. This book, I loved it. It was so good, guys. I was smiling and giggling and laughing, and I devoured it. Oh my god, it was so good. Like, it was so good. So good. So we follow Lucy and Josh, and they worked at 2 separate publishing houses, but due to some financial complications, these 2 publishing houses decided to merge, and they both work as the assistant to the CEOs. And what happens is that ever since the first day of the merger, they haven't really gotten along, and there's been a lot of tension, animosity between the 2 of them. When an opportunity arises of a new corporate position, Lucy and Josh are the 2 main candidates up for this new promotion, and whoever gets promoted will essentially be the other person's boss. What I really love about it is this is also very steamy and also very smutty, but on a very low level. It is low level smut, like intro smut. This is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best introduction smut books because it is more of just a steamy read with steamy makeout scenes and steamy, like, over the clothes touching and smoldering eyes and just looks. And there's an elevator makeout scene, guys. Who doesn't love an elevator makeout scene? I saw so much of myself in Lucy. I'm not short like she is, but she's so feisty and stubborn. She's a go-getter and she knows what she wants, but she's also very insecure at the same time, and she does have her self-doubts, but oh, I don't know, I loved her. And then Josh, oh my god, Josh Templeman is an amazing man. An amazing man, oh my god, I loved it. And last but not least, my #1 ultimate 1 billion star read for the month of June and pretty much the first half of 2019 is The Merciful Grow. I love this book. I can't even. What's wrong with me? Okay, I don't know what to say about this book that I haven't already said, because I rave about this in my most recent reading vlog for like 10 minutes in the beginning. I didn't even film an intro to the vlog because I was so busy raving about this book and just giggling over it and loving it. And then I also have my mid-year book freakout tag where I'm raving about this book. I just don't know what else there is left to say. I have been telling everyone it comes out on July 30th, for those of you who aren't aware, and there is currently a pre-order incentive. If you do pre-order this book and submit that you have pre-ordered it, you can get a signed book plate, character cards, a bookmark, and some, I think there's stickers. There is so much representation. You have bisexual characters, you have gay characters, you have queer characters. I think you have a pansexual character, but it's not. No one's ever labeled in this. It's more so just, you know, oh, I like men and women. Oh, I don't care about a gender. Oh, I do like just men, or I do like just women, which I think is really beautiful. It is gorgeously written. There is just so much to this book, and it is just amazing. And if you don't read it, you're missing out. Okay, you're missing out because it is so awesome. It doesn't leave on too much of a cliffhanger. It leaves you wanting more. It leaves you wanting the next book. But you're not gonna finish this book and sit there screaming that it ended like God's grave. Okay, those are all the books that I read in the month of June. Let me know if you read any of these or if I have now inspired you to pick up any of these books. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below. If you wanna see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, thanks a bunch, guys. Bye.